another episode of AI Product Leader. Every week, we shine a light on what it really takes to join the AI world. We have the real conversations with founders, product leaders, AI experts, technologists, and everything in between to understand where the world of AI is right now and what the path looks like to become an AI product leader. Have a question or topic? Email us at support@AI Career Boost to join the conversation. Let's dive into the world of AI together. I'm your host, Polly Allen, and I'm the founder of AI Career Boost, where I spend all my time helping product managers and leaders navigate the world of AI and transition into AI leadership roles. I've spent my career in both the product management and the tech side software development worlds, and I'm an ex-Alexa principal product manager where I successfully launched the first AI-generated answers on Alexa in 2020. I was fortunate enough to be recognized as a top 100 women of the future, and I'm super excited to bring both AI knowledge and other people's stories of their AI careers to you. I'm super excited today. I'm thrilled to be welcoming Mark Tan, a visionary product leader with an impressive 15-year track record of building groundbreaking mobile apps, services, marketplaces, and communities. Mark's exceptional career spans roles at tech giants like Amazon, where he led massive initiatives in retail, gaming, and Prime Video, as well as pivotal positions in high-growth startups, where he helped scale teams to 300 employees and secure $150 million in funding. His expertise in product design and community has consistently delivered outstanding results, including launching products that serve 10 million customers and generate hundreds of millions in annual revenue. Beyond his corporate achievement, Mark's passion for nurturing talent shines through with his work as a venture fellow and his dedication to teaching hundreds of students at prestigious institutions like Product School and Carnegie Mellon University. Please join me in welcoming Mark, true innovator who embodies the spirit of pushing beyond one's comfort zone to create transformative products in the AI era. Mark, so glad you could join us today. Thanks for joining. How's it going?
Thanks for having me here, Polly, and thanks for that wonderful intro. I appreciate it.
No problem. It's all very true. I'd love to just start off by talking a little bit about your background before you really delved into the AI world, where I know you're super engaged today. What was your background that led to where you were as a product manager before diving into AI?
You're talking about many years ago. Let's start with I am really passionate about products with great designs that evoke positive emotions. And that passion has led me to where I am today. When I landed my first gig in Silicon Valley 10 years ago as a consumer product a manager, I became really fascinated with how different users navigate and use a single product unexpectedly. I remember standing on the street inviting users to come into the office and look at prototype. And when I see user delight as they click on a design, I realized that that is the problem that I want to solve. How do you get to that aha moment? This led me to work in both small and large companies, thinking about the end consumer experience backwards until that grew over time to thinking about platform analytics and so on. Fast forward to present. Yeah, I can speak more about what I've done, but before AI, that was the area that I've been doing.
Oh, amazing. And I know how far you've come. Can you tell us a little more about what you're doing in the AI world today?
Sure. So I am still very much early on, I would say, in the journey. But fast forward to present, I focus on anything live experiences, whether it's building AI-powered content, AI commerce, and community solutions. The mission is to continue bringing the light to customers, but now supercharged with AI.
Awesome. And tell us a little more about the company and your role right now that you're working at.
Sure. So I'm currently head of product at an early stage company called Arena.im. So Arena.im delivers live experiences across in the communities, enterprises, and SMBs. And I am very fortunate to lead and work with talented teams building audience building solutions around it. Just to give you an example, when I say supercharged with AI, that includes AI-driven content generation, right? So when you look at feed and content, before that has to be manually generated by humans. Now we can generate prompts and just create meaningful insights around it. So that's one. We have capability to create AI-powered search results by integrating a search on top of the feed. And then what I think are interesting are embedding other AI solutions to chat and polling. So, for example, we are at the very early stage of working on AI chat moderation to help create healthy conversations, and then polls that people can participate in to vote, right, on choices. So before, you need a human to think about what kind of poll questions can I ask so that I can engage with my audience. Now you can ask AI to just generate the poll for you based on the content that you create on the site. So there's a lot going on there. A lot of these are in early stages, but this is the space that I'm in that is relevant to AI.
Oh, fantastic. And who are your users? This is like for content creators?
Good question. So we have a lot of users from all spectrums. So we have individual content creators who would use the product to embed our product into into their site, or we have enterprise deals as well. So some of the publishing houses are using our solution as a way to make their media sites more alive, right? So the value prop there in a nutshell is how do you take back the power that was taken away by social media back to media and publishing houses. So that's what one value prop that we offer.
Oh, interesting. And are you when you say you can create content, is this purely text? Are you looking at multimodal?
It's currently text, but we are exploring multimodal as well. It's all about resourcing. You know, resourcing in a startup is really hard. So that is going to be in the roadmap at some point.
I know if only Gen AI solved that problem, right?
Exactly.
Get more resources, get more done.
Resources in terms of like a team, and then resources in terms of capital, because a lot of these are also very costly, right?
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like you're really leveraging your background, like this combo of like you'd worked a lot in community, you'd worked a lot in gaming, you'd worked a lot in media, and then this is sort of like that confluence of that. How important is you would you say is like that background and the experience you're bringing? It's not necessarily tech or AI versus new tech knowledge, new AI knowledge in terms of your role as head of product. Is it what like is it 80/20 or 50/50? What's the balance of those, the importance they take you bring to that role?
Interesting question. I won't put a number there, but I would say that it's very important to understand the problem and the user impact, right? So I've always approached new technology from that perspective, because that's like working backwards from the pain point is the best way to build products, as opposed to working on a product first that no one will use, right? So that has worked effectively in my career, whether it's at the very early on working on mobile apps back like 10, 15 years ago, all the way to gaming or blockchain, and now AI. So I've always approach it from what am I trying to solve, how can I have high impact on businesses, and how do I move, what do I think the future is, and then go from there.
Oh, amazing. So it sounds like, I mean, you've been involved in blockchain, been involved since early days since mobile. You've continually pushed yourself to be kind of on the forefront of new tech advances. But would you say, I think it's fair, like say 5 years ago, you wouldn't have necessarily had a roadmap full of AI related projects necessarily. Is that fair?
Yeah, exactly. I've always had attempts to go into AI before, but it's always like very scary because there's not a lot of tools, right? So 2, 3 years ago, when the GPT exploded, I think that opened a lot of gateways for consumers to play with tools, and it resonated a lot with people, including myself. So that is the start of the journey.
Oh, fantastic. I was going to ask, so how did you get started when you were like, I'm interested in this, this is blowing up. I want to be involved in building products that leverage AI. How did you even get started? What was that transition like?
Like many tech, like AI is inevitable, right? So many tech happens because it's just the right time and the right reason, and people are using it. So the way I started is by first immersing myself with content available online, understanding the potential and limitation, and then once I got the flow of what's happening in a very high level, I started by reading more extensively, right? So I work on several personal projects. The AI career boost definitely helped a lot in me, like being more focused in studying and then paying attention to what matters. And then after that, I did more personal projects, attempts to do that, and you know this. I soon realized that I needed some pressure to tackle higher stakes challenges. So I said I need a job that will be tied to this, otherwise it will not happen. So yeah, so that was a start, and then I found this team who's working on great products, and then decided to help them expand it.
Oh, fantastic. And do you think your history of having already built, getting hands-on with some AI helped you when you were looking for an AI related role?
It definitely did me gave me confidence to you know ask the right questions. So I think that's the most important thing around building products that you're not aware of. I think the ambiguity starts can be solved by first learning how to tackle the right problems. So joining your program and other resources allowed me to like really have more confidence to try and fail and try again.
Oh, fantastic. That's awesome. I think that's so important that it's like people often tell me that they've tried AI on their own and they didn't get very far, and I'm like that's still a win to have tried something and realized like actually maybe AI isn't the solution here. That it's that it, or that like this particular thing is actually turns out to be more of an engineering challenge and I need an engineering team to build this as opposed to this is not going to continue my AI learning to continue to hit my head against a boring engineering wall of how do I build an app by myself, um, something like that. But that even that is a huge win to have learned, where the challenges show up when integrating AI and things like that.
Yeah, and you said something there that is interesting. Like it's the act of trying itself is very important, right? I mean, you've seen me try to work on the Discord AI chatbot multiple times. We even sat down for an hour with you trying to like debug a GitHub request that I found. So I soon realized that okay, this is not gonna work because of priorities and other things. But then it's all about skills matching. So I switched over to something that is still related in a different form. So now that is progressing very well.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's so good. And I think that's so true. So many people get hung up, particularly product managers who do have tech experience, get hung up in like the technical implementation of something where I'm like, that's not actually the skill you need to develop as a product leader, right? That getting something out there is easier than it's ever been. But if you pick a project that's particularly got some technical wrinkles in it, then you can end up hitting your head against some engineering walls where it's like choose the walls you're going to hit your head against a little better than that, right? You find the right places to improve your skills effectively, and I think you've done a good job of that. I think
Thank
pivoting.
you.
That's awesome. I'd love to know, Mark, how do you personally use AI? I know you've always been someone who's like pushing himself to be trying new innovative things, be on the forefront.
I use it all the time now. I think it's very good in language, construction, and getting you started, right? So I think those are in the broadest way possible. That's how I would imagine. That's how I view AI right now in terms of productivity. So whenever I hit a wall, I would just like have a conversation with this AI. I'm not wasting anyone's time except for the GPT resources. So I would ask the question around that, get me started, and then that will spark ideas that will get me going to actually generate a more contextual solution to problems that I have. So I use it a lot in terms of generating idea, structuring what I do want to say because I also don't want to spend too much time trying to like check if I'm making mistake left and right because my job is to deliver product, not to correct my grammar. So I know as a product manager, communication is very important, but I'd rather spend my time building the product than perfecting my language. So GPT is very helpful there. One use case that do that I don't see that don't hear more often is actually trying to understand what the other people is saying. So sometimes there are recording of meetings that I'm not attending. I would actually just ask like, what is this person trying to say? And GPT is very good in like making things more concise.
Oh, wow, that's great. What I really want is real-time GPT for like how to speak. Like I could speak to executives in a way that is like, how do I start with the headline, talk it the right way? So I think that was a skill I know that throughout my career. I like later in my career I was trying to hone that. And a lot of people really struggle with, right? It's like you circle around the point, and there's a very specific way that very busy people, heads of product, would digest things more easily. So it would be great if, the skill coming out of the transcript is great. If people could get that real time in their ear, it would be even better.
Exactly.
Amazing. I'd love to know too, how do you keep up with the changes in AI? Like having knowing about the possibilities and the limitations, that must be a big part of your job when you're looking at the roadmap for your current company. How do you stay up to date?
Yeah, I think there's this concept of like explore and exploit. Like try to look at as many resources that you can possibly subscribe to, and then at some point, a few of them will stick, and then there's some learning style and content style that you resonate with. So you distill that information and go from there. That is the, I'd say, top-down approach. The other approach is just like attach it to the problems that you're working with, because that's the most optimal way to make sure that you're absorbing and practicing and applying what you read. So right now, because I'm in the content space and I'm in the community space, I'm paying more attention to just what are the tools and not even AI, just what are the groups that I should follow to be more attuned to the space, and then that gives me more confidence that these are the things that people are talking about and problems that users are experiencing.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I think it's a community kind of thing, right? Like you find your people kind of a bit by wading through it, right? I just think it must be, I think it's tough at first to not to feel the overwhelm, but do it anyway. Wade through that and pick out the best from what you find. Well, coming to that, if you could recommend in one sentence to someone who's new to the space, who wants to get into AI but doesn't know where to start, what's the one piece of advice you would give to them in a sentence?
Go for it. That's really, I think that's a very common advice, but it's also very true. Like start with one small step.
Yeah, awesome. I love that. I mean, it really is. It's the most actionable thing, right? That's like pick a use case and go play. These tools are free. Go to ChatGPT and try something, right? See if you can do it. Fantastic. That's awesome. Well, thanks so much, Mark. We have time for one last section, and that is plugs. So, Mark, do you have any plugs you want to give out for the next couple events or anything coming up in the next little while?
Yeah, no specific events, but I would love to connect with anyone working in the similar space. It's always good to bounce off ideas with people who are working on the space that I'm in. So community platforms, AI-powered solutions, and would love to get to know you better.
Fantastic. How can they reach you?
LinkedIn is the best way to do it. So yeah, would love to connect there.
We'll include that in the show notes for sure. Fantastic. Well, from my side, I'd love to plug. We have an upcoming masterclass on the path to AI product manager coming up soon. Again, in the show notes, we'll include that invite. We're changing the topic month to month, making sure it's keeping people abreast to what's happening in the market and how people can best understand what skills they need to successfully lead AI projects as a product manager or leader. And lastly, as always, we'll shamelessly plug the show. So do not forget to like and subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform. And if you want to reach out with any questions, a topic we should cover, a person we should interview, please email us at support@aicareerboost.com. We'd love to hear from you. And that's our episode of AI Product Leader. Mark, thank you so much for joining. It's really an inspirational story. So exciting to hear about the kinds of things you're working on. And I really appreciate you sharing your expertise with our audience and meeting me here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.